Welcome to RSSDI TV 2020. I am Dr. Shahu Ingole and you are watching me on RSSDI TV brought to you by Vocard. Today I am honored to have with me an eminent personality and renowned senior diabetologist from Trivandrum, Dr. Jyoti Dev sir. Sir is the chairman, Jyoti Dev Diabetes Research Center, Trivandrum, Kochi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Shah.
Yeah, so we know that the incretin system has become an important target in the treatment of type 2 diabetes mellitus in the recent years, and the GLP analogs are of particular interest for its glucose lowering effect and the other effects. So, sir, based on your recent talk in RSSDI, how do you see the journey of GLP analogs over a period of time?
It has been a very, very exciting journey with the GLP-1 analogs. And I would say that it is with secretin, which was discovered in the year 1902 by Bayliss and Starling, which stimulated the growth of all these hormones. And that was the beginning of endocrinology as a specialty in medicine. Way back in 1902, the discovery of secretin. And subsequently, GLP-1 was identified in the year 1982. But originally, the incretin effect was discovered in 1964. But if you look back to the GLP-1, which we are currently utilizing in the treatment of diabetes and obesity, Exendin was introduced in the year 1990, and that was John Young from the saliva of the Gila monster. So when you look back to the history, there are two types of these derivatives. One, the Exendin derivatives, and the other one, the human GLP-1 analogs. And I would say that this has totally revolutionized the treatment of diabetes. Why I say totally revolutionized? If you look at the journey from Exendin until the oral formulations, it has now become integral in the treatment of both diabetes and obesity, since the merits are more when compared to any other molecule which is used in the treatment of diabetes. Because we have identified incretin defect or deficiency as one of the major pathophysiological defects in type 2 diabetes.
So, sir, what is the current place of GLP analogs in the management of type 2 diabetes mellitus?
If you ask me about the current positioning of GLP-1, look at any guidelines. Let it be the American Diabetes Association or our own RSSDA guidelines or the EASD guidelines or even the cardiology or the stroke guidelines from across the world, the positioning is now very, very high. It is high in the pedestal. And this is thanks to the cardiovascular outcome trials and the data derived from the cardiovascular outcome trials. So after metformin, now it is GLP-1. And then only comes the other oral medications for diabetes. Of course, I know that SGLT2 inhibitors are there, and some of these formulations are also cardiovascular superior. But if you look at the strength of the data, the evidence from the clinical trials, it is much more in favor of some of these GLP-1s in all the stages of diabetes, including primary and secondary prevention. But the take-home point is it addresses the atherosclerosis in diabetes, because in diabetes, there is a 3 to 4 times higher chance of cardiovascular diseases. And the disease or the comorbidity every physician is scared of in diabetes is cardiovascular complications. And GLP-1, by virtue of its effect on atherosclerosis, the regression of atherosclerosis, is addressing a pathophysiological defect rather than addressing a symptom. And that's why this molecule is superior. The family per se is superior to any other drug class. And there is absolutely no question of where is it positioned. It is positioned higher up in any clinical practice guidelines.
Yes, sir. So, what is your key message to the practicing physicians who are watching this show as far as the usage of GLP analogs in the clinical practice is concerned?
I do agree that the GLP-1 analogs are priced a little bit higher than the currently available injectables. But if you look at the journey of these GLP-1s from the exenatide onwards, number one, liraglutide was the first one to prove in LIDA as a cardiovascular superior molecule with 13% reduction in the 3-point major adverse cardiovascular events. And then many other molecules such as dulaglutide and of late semaglutide, another molecule which was originally available only as an injectable formulation. First in the history of diabetes, it's now available as an oral preparation. And this is thanks to co-formulation with SNAC. And this has overcome the proteolytic digestion in the stomach. But of course, you have to follow some rules of ingesting soon after you wake up in the morning and then fasting for another 30 minutes. And this drug need to be taken along with half a glass of water, so that there is absolutely no reason why it doesn't get absorbed and the bioavailability is also ensured. But the GLP-1 as a class, I would say, all the physicians, if you are convinced about the data from the outcome trials on preventing major adverse cardiovascular events, in preventing or reducing the cardiovascular mortality and all-cause mortality, and the data on the renal disease progression. So these are cardio-renal protective drugs. And these drugs need to be used along with diabetes for the following reasons. Number one, it reduces the glucose variability. Number two, these are the class of drugs which doesn't produce hypoglycemia, which is a major challenge in treating diabetes. And of course, another major challenge is weight gain. And GLP-1 as a class, it definitely reduces the body weight. And that is one of the reasons why it is either cardiovascular safe or cardiovascular superior. And the pioneer clinical trials with the oral formulation, 3 milligrams, 7 milligrams, and 14 milligrams of oral semaglutide, when compared with the contemporary oral preparations and insulin, such as sitagliptin, empagliflozin, and other major GLP-1 and oral and other injectable formulations, have shown superior in terms of glycated hemoglobin reduction, superior in terms of weight reduction. And oral semaglutide is currently studied in a cardiovascular superior trial, and that is a SOUL trial to prove its cardiovascular superiority. So we are in an era where the GLP-1s can be used as a simplified therapy, where the adherence is ensured, because the injectable drugs, though we have already proven the superiority, there will be a hesitancy from the part of physicians to prescribe since it is injectable. Because we know what has happened to the insulin preparations. But even during the current pandemic, when we have a therapy of choice which doesn't produce hypoglycemia, which has the potential to reduce glycated hemoglobin without any chances or risk of hypoglycemia, and liraglutide is currently available even in combination with basal insulin such as degludec in a co-formulation, and the name is Sultafy, which is again superior when compared to the individual formulations. So my take-home message will be, my take-home message will be, we do have some of the safest and superior GLP-1 preparations in India. And these are the therapies which are recommended for the treatment of diabetes and even for the treatment of obesity in other countries. And when we have a formulation which can protect our patients from hypoglycemia, which can help our patients reduce their body weight, and which can improve the cardiovascular risk factors, I would say that we should make use of the cost effectiveness of these molecules. There will be definitely an incremental change in the cost of these molecules when it is used earlier in the natural history of diabetes. But remember, you are going to save millions. You are going to save the cost of treating the costly and disabling complications of diabetes in the future. So that is how you should, and this is termed as clinical myopia. So the physicians should get rid of a clinical myopia, and rather than targeting an outcome for the next 1 month or 2 months, you should have a far-sighted vision instead of a short vision. And GLP-1s are the ones which will be saving your patients from long-term consequences and complications of diabetes.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views and joining us on RSSDI TV brought to you by OCARD. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.